Hi folks, I'm the Bald Guy and these are Bald Guy Basics. You're looking over my shoulder there, you can see what I'm doing. I'm in the woods and I'm cutting firewood. Thought this would be a good time to show you some of the basics that you need to think about before you go into the woods cutting. You know, the safety folks out there say never cut alone, and it is a really good idea. But there's just one problem. What if you don't have anyone to go with you? My children are grown, they've moved off, they're on their own. Most people don't heat with wood anymore, and those that do would rather buy it than go cut it. So I am forced by necessity to cut alone. So here are some of the basic things that you need to have with you when you go to the woods, especially if you've not done this a lot. I've simply taken a break between some of the work that I've been doing, which is evident over here. And I'm going to have to refill the saws, and I thought a breakdown of the equipment that I carry with me to the woods might be beneficial. First of all, look over there in the back, the blue cooler. Don't forget to take hydration with you. There's nothing like the dry throat that can be procured out here in the woods just by the ongoing continuous labor. You'll get dried out. Another thing, you might need liquid for you get a wound and you need to wash something off. So take something that is good for you, and you'll appreciate it a lot. Now, these two things here, the helmet and those sunglasses, which are actually safety glasses, take for yourself eye protection. The helmet has a face screen. Now, I don't always use that because it does obscure my vision somewhat. The glasses protect your eyes. You will always have chips and stuff flying. The reason the helmet is here, the helmet has an integrated hearing protection. So it's all together. The helmet, in work like this, you see the wood is already down here. I don't really care about having a safety helmet. The safety helmet is more appropriate when you're actually felling timber that is standing. What happens from time to time is you don't realize there's a broken or a dead branch up in top, and as the tree moves, that branch will break and fall right off. So do that. Now, take your hearing protection, your eye protection, and if you're felling trees, yes, take overhead protection, hard hat. Always take with yourself a hatchet. You see, don't go to the woods without two saws, but a hatchet will get into tight places and help you to you get a saw pinched, or there's 100 different reasons to have it, and just be sure you've got it. Also, I always carry a bag with extra everything. I have gloves here, there are gloves over here, there's an extra set of gloves in here, there are extra chains in here. Always carry a shop rag with you. And of course, you see I carry my bar oil here, but I actually fill it into that's a ketchup dispenser, because the spout allows me to put it into the chainsaw more cleanly. Now, these are not being manufactured anymore. This is a Blitz, that's B-L-I-T-Z, see if you can see that there. And they're usually marked with USMC, which you see under the handle. But this is a combination fuel and toolbox. It holds about 1.5 gallons of fuel, and with two little clips. I carry screwdrivers, my files. I've even got earplugs in there, extra bolts for the chain, for the bars. Sorry I cut my video off, but I carry my screwdrivers, my file, I carry multiple chainsaw tools. By the way, if you've never filed before, these steel manufactured files are by far the best thing you can do. It will turn a bumbling idiot of a filer into a pretty respectable professional. So use those. And they're like $45 each. They're worth every bit. They have a particular radius that fits the radius of your saw blade. So be sure you fit it properly. And then the last thing, let me move this helmet. Carry yourself dependable saws. This Steel 21 here, I have owned for, I guess, 25, 30 years, something like that. I've owned it long enough, I can't remember exactly when I got it. It was back in the 90s, and I bought this one the other year. The bigger the saw, the easier it is to go through the wood, the longer the blade, especially when you're in stuff like this. A long blade allows me to reach down without bending over so far. So with my big cutting, I use the bigger saw. This is the backup. It's the emergency saw. That was my primary saw for years. That's a 16-inch blade. But I cut stuff up to 32, 33 inches. I'd have to cut half from one side, half the other. And you had to take your time because I didn't have the horsepower. Get a saw that is dependable. I've had some of those cheaper branded saws because that's all I could afford, and I spent more time working with the saw than I did cutting the wood. I've found steel to be an excellent choice, a dependable choice. It works year after year. I've never had to rebuild these, and like I said, I've used this one for 30 years. And always carry not only gloves, and the reason those gloves are dark is I oil them with some Obenaufs, which really keeps them soft and keeps them long lasting. But I always carry some extra gloves with you. So this is just some of the things. Now, I'm going to take 1 minute. Listen. There's something very therapeutic. There's a woodpecker down in the distance here, popping. But if you've watched my other videos, you know I live close enough to town that there's always traffic. There's something that's deeply moving to just get out into nature itself and to just breathe it in. So I hope this gives you an idea of some things you need to go to town, to go to the woods with when you're leaving town. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I can back this up here. Be sure to take a truck because you're going to need something to carry the wood out. This is the Bald Guy, hoping you're having a great day. See you next time. Hi folks, Bald Guy here again. There's one other item that is absolutely a godsend when you're out here by yourself. This is called a cant hook. Out in the country, we call it a log dog or a log roller, but it's simply a tool that allows you to hook it on. You just grab your hook, and I'm one-handed here because I'm holding my phone to record, but you just, I can't do this with one hand, but you just, there you go. You grab it, and now I have all this extra leverage, and I can roll a large log, which, as I've cut these, not wanting to hit them on the ground, these are about 23 or 4 inches across the long way here. I just grab the log and roll it right over. Save your back. You'll keep yourself out of a lot of injury and out of a lot of trouble with a simple tool like a cant hook. I got this through Northern Hydraulic because we have one in town. You can pick these up online, Amazon, eBay, anywhere. They're worth their weight. They're like having a second man with you. So carry one of those with you as well.